station. I'm calling, time flies when you're falling. I'm closing to another lover, and my heart says electric lover. Who just remember life? Who lives the secrets to the stories that you never had?
Hi, it's Tim from Emerging Indie Bands, and I'm having a conversation with 4 people from a band called Bandintexas. Hi.
Hello. Hi. G'day.
Thanks for taking time out to have a conversation. Now, Bandintexas, that's kind of weird because you're not in Texas. Where are you, and how did that come about?
Well, we're in Sydney.
In Newtown, Sydney.
In the inner west. And, well, basically there was a band in Texas who had the same name as us. And we'd spent a lot of time fighting. Not fighting, but arguing. Disagreeing.
Intellectually disagreeing.
Yeah, over a band name. Because trying to choose a band name is probably harder than trying to choose, like, a baby name. Because
Sure.
generally there's like more than 2 people involved, and it actually matters if you pick the same one as someone else. So we picked a name and we all really liked it, and then we started getting threatening emails from a band in Texas, you know, and they had no base, but they were telling us how they were going to find out what international law said, and it was when...
they had been kicking around for 14 years as that particular band name, so in their defence they did have a leg to stand on, sort of.
They had 70 fans on MySpace.
Good for your ego, though, that they were that scared about you to start off with.
Yeah. And then we couldn't agree again. So I actually had a dream one night that we called ourselves Shitty Little Band in Texas, and woke up the next day and texted everyone, was like, well, if we can't agree, let's just call ourselves this. And of course that was a pretty shitty name, and they changed it.
That was the one that stopped.
So, and then we decided to make ourselves unfindable on the internet by joining all the words together because we're idiots.
And lowercase.
Well, I like the name, and I like the story as well. Yeah, stick it. Now, you've been around for about 4 years, I think. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
And you've had a few lineup changes during that time.
Yes.
Why's that?
I don't know. Would you like to explain that?
Yeah, I mean, we're like the only 2 that aren't the original members, so I was probably the first one to come in and change things up.
She's made this because I'm the best bass player in the whole world.
Because I'm better than the bass player in L7, better than any of the ones that they had. I'm joking.
She's a better thief, anyway.
Yeah, I think having a band is like having a 4-way relationship without the sex.
Without the macking. And
so
holding hands is fine.
Yeah, we hold hands.
We hold hands all the time.
But we really don't.
No, we don't. But yeah, like it's hard to keep it together, and these 2 people are amazing, and
they kind of trying to balance the insanity on the right side of your screen, yeah.
I guess like sometimes in bands like people come and go, and you know you need to replace them for whatever reason, and that's how I ended up here, and I guess that's how Lauren ended up here.
When we first auditioned Jackie for the band, we didn't call her back for a year, and then we called her back a year later. Said, oh, hey, you know.
You sound as organised as me.
Oh, you made me call her back.
And she was like, what bitches? And then Lauren came in because our founding drummer moved to the UK, actually. So
to Brighton, to be specific.
Yeah. So, she probably would have stuck around longer, but, things are the way they are now, and it's a happy family.
Yeah.
Great. I'm a big fan of the band.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it. It was fantastic.
And you're doing quite a lot of live playing as well, and certainly for your history, it seems like you've always focused very much on the live side. And it took you a long time to get your debut release up, which has got the marvellous name of the ABCD EP, which is an 8-track release, I think it is. But anyway, why did that take so long? Is that because you just live, or you just couldn't get organised, or you just hated the idea of recording?
Take any one of those options, really, and mix them all together, and I'm sure you'll have a good answer.
Yeah. I think we haven't been very organised. The reality is some of the tracks on the ABCD EP were actually recorded not long after we were together. And we're probably a way tighter, better sounding band now.
Sure.
But finally we've kind of got our shit together and just decided to put out everything that we have. It's not everything. There were some tracks omitted. But we've started to kind of put out everything that was there because we've got a really loyal live following, especially in Sydney, and they love those tracks. But the plan will be to kind of get in the studio with this current lineup of the band and do something bigger and better. And I mean, this chick on the drums, seriously.
She's playing at the State of Origin tomorrow, which you probably have no idea what it is. But it's like, I hate football too, but I like soccer. But she's not playing at a soccer premiere. She's playing at a aeroplane premiere, and that ain't good at all.
No, no. Basically, our drummer's like more famous than our band.
Yeah.
We just had a technical hitch there, so I'll try and stitch this together. If it's a bit of a mess at about 30 seconds ago, shoot me, but it's the best that I can do. Let's carry on with this. Sorry about that. The recording. Yes, we were talking about the recording. Now, one of the things that I got going through that recording, it really covered a load of ground. Is that fairly representative of the style of music that you've got different genres, different interests, and that's what you play live as well?
Definitely. Yeah. Definitely. I think when you come to one of our shows, the cool thing is, and why I think we've got quite a good following, wherever we've played, is there is a song for everyone.
Totally.
We all have really different tastes, and I think that's reflected in the songs that we write.
I like to say it's like a missing room genre where you can be into any kind of music and you can be into that specifically, but yet you put yourself at a Bandintexas gig and within 5 minutes you're dancing and singing along anyway. It's really cool.
She's saying that as someone who used to come along.
Great.
Well, that's always a good testament that the fan becomes a member of the band. So that's good stuff. What about your audience? You've said that you've got a mix of stuff. What's your audience like? I mean,
good dancers.
I mean, sort of age and so on.
I think being a girl band, there's always going to be more girls at a show, just like when we went and saw girl bands in Melbourne last week. You know, the room was very female, but the guys love it as well. They go crazy, and I think they love watching chicks go crazy. If I was going to be thinking about a demographic now, I'd probably be 20 to 33 and a half.
And you're a professional diagnosis.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I think it goes with the territory. I mean, I grew up being obsessed with girl bands, and there was always lots of girls at the show.
Do you find there's a lot of girl bands in Australia? I mean, I do cover quite a lot of the Australian scene. I've come across one or two, but is it like much of the rest of the world? It's mainly male dominated, and men get all the radio play, and women are kind of stuck in a corner somewhere.
Yes, they're definitely tucked in a corner.
Yeah, there are, like, we play with some girl bands. There are definitely girl bands out there, but I think
if you scratch the surface.
Yeah, on the radio, there are probably more solo artists, not as much kind of rock and girl stuff, and I think, it's unusual to have an all-girl lineup. They're definitely out there, but it's definitely unusual, and I think there's a market for it. I think people should come to the niche.
Yes.
I quite agree. And one thing I would like to see is you meet up, you go out to the USA and play with that band that you had the argument with all those years ago, and see how that fares up. A versus session, that would be quite good fun.
I totally agree, because the reason we changed our name is, they had no legal basis, but like we would love to go and play in Texas at South by Southwest. We would love to do that one day. That would be amazing.
Oh, God.
But we would not be able to do that because of if we still had the other name, because it's been relevant to the state. So we'll be totally down for that. If you're out there, Tony, that was their name, give us a call.
Well, there you are. That's something we can all look the showdown in the southwest.
Totally.
Really appreciate your time. Thanks for that. Let's finish with one of the tracks off the ABCD EP called Streetscape. Speak to you again soon. Cheers.
Thank you.
Streetscaping, nights falling, firelights in, hearts trolling, closed windows, see open shadows, blind eye still feel the gutters. Temptation, I'm calling, time flies when you're falling. To another lover.